Okay, so we are now here on our next example. So you have 7 is equal to 2 over x minus 3x over 2. So again, these are equations that is transformable into a quadratic equation. So again, we need to transform this equation into a quadratic equation of ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So that is our main goal. So again, we all know that the first step that we need to look into is to find the LCD. So the LCD will be found at the denominators of our fraction. So based on the given equation, the denominators of the equations are x and 2. So now, x is a variable, 2 is a constant number. So practically, these are two different LCDs. So therefore, we need to solve the variable and the constant in separate LCDs. Okay? Again, the variable should be separated with constant numbers in terms in finding the LCD. So since atuang example, we have only x, so as a variable, x is one of the LCD, as well as 2 in terms of a constant number. So 2 is also the LCD in terms of constant number. So you have x and 2 as our LCD. So again, in our next step, we need to multiply the LCD to the each term of our equation in the left as well as in the right. So therefore, ang LCD nga x and 2, you multiply it with 7. Okay? Equals. So I put a parenthesis in this part of the equation. So you have 2 over x minus 3 over x over 2. Close parenthesis. So you multiply again your x and the 2 as your LCDs. So at this point, we will need to simplify first in the left side. So you multiply the constants first. So what are the constants? We have 2 and 7. So you multiply 2 and 7. So 2 times 7, that is equal to 14. And then, the next step, you multiply it to the variable. So 14 times x, that is equal to 14x. Okay? Equals, copy the equal sign. Our next step is to multiply the LCD to each term. So which means we need to use the distributive property. You distribute the LCD to each term, like this one, and the next term as well. So therefore, the LCD times 2 over x. At this point, we don't need to multiply the LCD to 2, but we can actually use the cancellation. Okay? So if ever, your LCD x and 2, you multiply it to 2 over x, look into the denominator. What is the common of the denominator of 2 over x to your LCD? Kasi common nila, di ba, ang x. Okay, so we need to cancel out x and cancel out x in our LCD as well. Okay? So therefore, pag cancel na to sa x din, abilin kay ang 2 na lang. So that's the only thing, ang 2 na lang po na natin i-multiply sa 2. So what is 2 times 2? That is equal to 4. Okay. Next, copy the minus sign. You multiply again the LCD to 3x over 2. So again, kung say common na to sa 3x over 2 as ang denominator, kay 2. Ang common niya sa LCD is also 2. So we can cancel out the 2 and the 2 in the LCD. So therefore, nabilin kay ang x. So ang x, i-multiply na to sa 3x. That is x times 3x. That is 3x squared. So we have already an equation which is maragporma na siya sa quadratic. But we need to arrange the equation into a quadratic equation. Okay? So sa buhaton, nag-una ang ax squared. So this is the ax squared na. Atong i-transpose to the left side. So that's negative 3x squared. May mo siyang positive 3x squared. Next, bx. So that is 14x. Copy lang yapon. This positive 14x. Ang c na to, constant number, this is 4. Ato i-transpose sa left side. So ang 4 transpose to the left, may mo siyang negative 4 equals 0. So, muna, ang ato ang quadratic equation. Now, at this point, you can cancel, or you can go for factoring, or you can go for quadratic formula. There are two choices. I know for some of you, it's quite very hard for us to factor out this one. So, for you to find for the value of the x, you can use the quadratic formula. Okay, so we all know, to solve for the quadratic formula is equal to negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Now, we need to check first what are the values of your a, b, and c. We all know that your a is equal to, again, your a is equal to 3. What about your b? Your b is equal to b of x, 14. And your c is equal to negative 4. Okay, so we try to substitute the values of a, b, and c to the quadratic formula. So that's negative b, so that is negative, the b is 14, plus minus square root, b squared minus 4ac, so b is, again, 14 squared, minus, that is 4, your a is quantity a is 3, and your c is negative 4. Okay, then over, so gikan ko na diri, no, over 2a, so that is 2 times the a is 3. Okay, so we try to simplify this one, so copy negative 14 plus minus square root. What is 14 squared? So by virtue or using the calculator, okay, 14 squared equals 196. So that is 196. So negative 4 times 3 is negative 12, I think. Okay, so that is negative 4 times 3. Okay, kalkiyuhon pa no, negative 12, oh, times negative 4. Okay, we can use this one as negative 4. Okay, and the answer is 48. So, that is positive 48 is because negative and negative is positive. Over 2 times 3 is 6. Okay. Now, we look into ato anaon fast forward. So, at this point, again, simplify. So, that is negative 14. Again, your x is negative 14 plus minus square root 196 plus 48. Again, calculator again, no? 196 plus 48, that is equal to 244. Okay, over 6. Okay, I'm sorry if there are quite some erasures, no? Again, x is equal to negative 14. At this point, we can check if we can simplify square root of 244. So that is square root 244. Some of you will get the answer, no? 2 square root of 61. But again, since we don't have yet the topic about radicals, we just stick on the square root of 244. So which means the value of the x is negative 14 plus square root of 244 over 6, as well as the other value is x is equal to negative 14 minus square root of 244 over 6. So these are the correct answers, or the value of your x. Now, to check if your answer is correct, I will try to demo, no, how to put it or input it in a calculator if you have a calculator which is f of x that is 991 ES plus. Okay? Kana nasa babaw, kana, no? If you have that kind of calculator. So we all know that the value of the x is negative 14 plus square root of 244 over 6. So we try to substitute it to the equation. So the equation is 7 is equal to 2 over x minus 3x over 2. So akong gamiton kanilang. So which means my goal here is to substitute the value of the x with this answer. Okay? If the answer will be 7, we will try. Okay? So this is how we input in the calculator. So we all know that it's 2 over x. So this is the fraction symbol. 2. Okay? That's 2 over x. So the x here, I will put the bottom. Okay? The x here is, again, negative 14 plus 2 square root of 244. So practically that this already also a fractional form. So I will also click the fraction, that one. Okay, if you see, that is negative 14. Okay. Negative 14. Kaya akong tarungon. Plus the square root of 244. I will input again, bring down this one, the value is 6. Okay, then press this one. Okay, we will arrive at that point, which is minus. Okay, so put the minus sign, and that's again, that is 3x over 2. So that is also again a fraction. Okay, that is 3. No? 3. And your x, again, is this one. So I'll put it inside a parenthesis. And that is, again, another fractional form. That is negative 14 plus, again, square root of 244 over 6. Do not forget to put the close parenthesis. Again, that is 14. Then, at the bottom part, we all know that is equal to 2. Okay. Now, we will try if the answer would be 7. If it's 7, therefore, our value of x is correct. Okay, let's ready. 1, 2, 3, go. Ta-da! The value is equal to 7. So, therefore, our answer is correct.